there's a dad driving the wife. He drove off a cliff to kill himself, like a murder-suicide, you know? I can't be in this world anymore, and I'm going to take the kids with me.
And they didn't
Hit the ground, and then they were just fine. They're like, some bumps and bruises, maybe some broken arms and shit, but no one died.
Okay, I have an out for this. Okay?
You have an out?
You're like, man, this self-driving sure is wacky.
And welcome back to the Your Last Resort podcast with your host, Brandon Lejean. This week it's episode 135, and I'm joined by my very special guests, John Heff and Jack Pflug. Thank you guys for joining the podcast. I appreciate it.
Cheers to that, buddy.
Of course.
Thanks for having us.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, so I want to kick the podcast off with some would you rathers here, kind of get the jokes going and the shit flowing. So this first one, would you rather jog around your neighborhood naked or go 1 month without showering? Because these are both rough. Because the not only is it a physical punishment to go jogging, it's also terrible that you have to be naked. But then not showering for a month, you're going to be... I don't want to be around you.
I got a couple questions.
Yeah, go
First of all, in the jog, how cold is it outside?
That's a good question.
Because that's really going to affect optics.
Yeah, okay. Let's say it's like 50, 60 degrees out. It's not cold, but it's not warm either.
Yeah, but with no clothes on, it's going to be pretty cold.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
So, I mean, not showering for a whole month. Think about how bad you smell when you don't shower for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Imagine.
That would be bad.
Can you go swimming? Could I go swimming in a river?
Yeah, you just can't shower. You can't use soap and shit. So sure, if you want to...
So no deodorant either?
No, you can keep applying deodorant, but after a couple days...
It's not really going to do
That
much.
shit's not going to... Dude, after a week, that will not do anything.
Okay, what about hand wipes?
Nothing scented. You can't change
Dude, I'm
the
jogging.
scent.
I'm jogging nude.
You're jogging nude?
Yeah, I think if I try hard enough, I can look mentally ill enough to where they'll just be like, "Oh no, look at this poor homeless man lost his clothes."
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just run around just swinging my arms, and it just it won't be like an attractive sight.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So that's the other thing too. People might just be like, "Oh," and look away.
But
You won't even notice it.
that would be good motivation to get in shape.
Oh, yeah, totally. I
Yeah.
mean...
Well, because it would be humiliating.
Well, no, but then your neighbors will see your progress each day. You're like, man, your tits are a little bit...
Wait, so do you have to jog naked every day for a month?
No, it's just one naked jog.
Oh, okay.
Or a month of not showering.
How far is around the neighborhood?
Let's say a mile. You got to do a mile jog. So
we
like
at least
10
get to have
minutes.
shoes on?
Yeah, you can have shoes. Or you got to wear those weird shoes that have toes.
Dude,
Like
hell
wooden clogs.
Yeah.
Like you're a Swedish girl.
That'd be terrible. Wooden clogs. Oh, bro. Running a mile in wooden clogs would be so fucking painful.
Yeah, that'd be more painful than the embarrassment. Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
So is this my current neighborhood or just like
A neighborhood.
my childhood
Yeah, can we
neighborhood?
pick any neighborhood?
Sure. Yeah, you could pick. Well, it has to be a neighborhood you
Because our
live
current
in.
neighborhood is kind of like a very active crime zone.
Yeah, so you might get shot.
And so it would, I think it would kill us.
Okay. Yeah, you could do your childhood one if you want. I don't care. It just has to be somewhere you live for a significant amount of time.
I think the childhood neighborhood would be interesting if I went back there now, because people that I grew up with, they would see me naked. They'd see grown-up Jack in naked form.
Just running around. Oh, God. Imagine if you had, if you just saw someone you knew running around crazy like that. Wouldn't that shit?
I think it'd be kind of funny. It depends on who it was. Like for me,
It'd be sad.
Well, if I saw if I saw somebody that like someone I know that isn't like a comic, that was just they have their life together. They have people I know from high school that have a wife already, and then I just saw one of them, and I was like, no, fucking that sucks, dude. Something's going bad. But if I saw Dale running naked down the street, I would just be like, yo, what the fuck's going on with Dale? All right, a wild day.
Well, okay.
Had too many drinks.
That's fair. I think it's gonna be sad no matter who you see. Friend, level degree of friend. It still is not a.
But what if what if the friend you see has like a hog, dude? Like a proper like a
just
huge
a huge hog.
Just like a huge like the kind where you're like whoa, like you get why he's running around because you're like I would show that off too.
It's way less sad then. You're right.
Right, and now it's cool.
Yeah, like
because now I mean it's still a huge problem and like it is a crime.
Yes, yeah.
It is illegal, but like, dude, if you got a big dick and you're doing it, then like, swing your thing.
Okay.
I do have a personal story about this.
Oh, please tell me. Yes.
So I was from the perspective of the person seeing the naked person.
Oh, you've seen someone running around naked like that?
Yes.
Where?
So, I grew up about half mile away from Hoeft Park.
Yeah.
We all been to Hoeft Park. So we used to hang out there a lot. And one day,
where's Hoops Park?
it was like a half mile away from my childhood home in
Oh,
Auburn,
that really clears it up.
in Auburn, New York.
I don't think you let him finish. I think he was gonna say it was.
I know,
Auburn,
but I
yeah.
had to squeeze it in. You know what I mean? It came to mind. All right.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Shit on him, John.
No, that was worth it. So anyway,
It was.
All right, so hoops.
yeah, Hoeft Park, Auburn, New York, and this is the kind of park where families go, right?
Yeah.
Like they have this really nice flower garden, and like each year for our elementary school, which is across the street, by the way,
Yeah.
we would go there, plant flowers. Very nice, family-friendly place.
Yeah.
So we get there one day, and they're with my grandma, and I got my new bike. I'm just ripping laps.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to burn rubber in that
Yeah.
place. So my grandma's just sitting there on the bench, just watching, and right on the bike, and I hear like fast footsteps behind me.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, maybe a jogger or something. Then this guy fucking plows forward ahead of me, and it took me a second to realize. I'm like, man, those are weird shorts he has on.
Yeah.
And I just realized it's just ass cheeks.
Oh shit! Because he's so like the difference between his normal skin color and his naked skin. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Was he attractive?
Was he well endowed?
I would say yes to both.
Could you see it from the back?
So, my mental image of it is he had a very nice butt, very toned,
Yeah.
and he had a hat over his head, like,
Okay.
completely disguised.
Did he have a Cameron from season 2 of White Lotus Cop?
No. Well,
Okay.
I heard that's a prosthetic.
That is a prosthetic, which is a devastation, dude.
Yes, I was very sad about that.
Devastating for.
But
Always ashamed to
everybody.
find out a dick's fake.
Yeah,
you know?
dude.
Nothing
I
lets you
was
down.
proud. I was like, good for him. He's living a life I could never live.
Yeah.
But no, he's
yeah.
a liar.
So it was just a dude running around. How old were you when this happened? You said
I was like 8.
8.
Yeah.
That's an alarming age. It might be just young enough. Because did you understand what? Like, you don't see naked people. Naked's not a thing unless, like, your parents are like, hey, don't be naked. Put clothes on after the shower. Were you thrown the fuck off as a kid?
Well, I was just genuinely confused because I was like, oh, he's not supposed to be doing that. It's like 2 PM on a...
It's such an innocent line of thought.
Yeah.
You see somebody streaking and just be like, someone's acting a little weird today.
This is
Yeah.
for sure a
Yeah.
nighttime activity.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Sir, it's 2:00.
Sir, you
What
forgot
are you
your
doing?
underpants.
Streaking hour was 3 hours ago.
So
Dude, I saw a naked lady at our apartment the other day.
you saw a naked lady at your
Yeah,
Like outside?
in the parking lot, dude. I drove past it. I was leaving for work in the morning, and there was this girl sitting on the curb talking to some dude, and she didn't look like like a homeless lady. She looked like just like a normal lady.
Yeah.
But I just remember I was like, it looked like she didn't have a bra on, but I was like, oh, I guess it's just like one of those like skin colored ones.
Yeah.
And I like drove out, and you know how like our parking lot goes down here, and there's this like fence, right? And then I came out, and I'm coming back down, and I look up, and she's standing up, and she has her jacket that she had on down like around her waist essentially, and yeah, she just had her tits out.
Oh, okay. So
She was just hanging there, dude.
Everyone's getting to see naked people except
Yeah.
me.
You
I haven't seen no naked people in
Hey.
the wild in a while.
We can change that right now.
wait, so John, Was it just tits out? Like, did she have a bottom on, or was
Yeah,
it?
she had pants on, but it was just tits out. She just looked like one of those free spirit types.
The reverse
you
Winnie
know?
the Pooh she was going with?
Yeah, dude. But you gotta love free spirits.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you get to see a pair of boobs.
Free those spirits,
Free
ladies.
So you said you're going with jogging around the neighborhood naked. I'm gonna go with that too. What are you going? What are you going with, Jack?
I'm gonna go. Don't shower for a month, and the main reason is
Gross.
I want to see who's truly my friend.
None of us.
As a friend, I'll tell you, you smell like shit. That's what.
Yeah.
As a true friend.
Honestly, it would just like if you explain the situation though, like.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
No.
that takes away from it. That's there's always loopholes to be found.
You just have to. Well, because I was gonna say like Jack, if you did that and we're living together, and by it's like 2 weeks go by and we're like, Jack, dude, like you smell awful. Like what's going on? And what are you gonna say? You're just gonna be like, I'm done.
I
with showers.
can't tell you.
Dude. I mean, honestly,
There are things happening that I cannot say, John.
I would honestly, Jack, I would just be like, dude, you gotta hang out in your room. Like you cannot hang out here.
Okay.
Because you'd make the couches smell bad too.
So I would make it 2 weeks. So you tell me to go in my room. I spend the other 2 weeks there. Then I shower.
yeah, but then you
And-
still have to do like mics and shows and
Yeah.
work. You
We
have to go to
know
work.
people who don't take showers before they go to mics.
Yes, and they
sure.
smell, and that's what I'm saying. If even at 2 weeks he was like, "Hey man, listen, I have to either jog around the neighborhood naked or not shower for another 2 weeks," I'd be like, "Get your smelly naked ass
Yeah.
outside and
Yeah.
start running fucking laps." Because
I'd
I
be like,
can't.
dude, just do it real quick. And you didn't specify a time of day, so you could do it at like midnight. Everyone's asleep, no one's there.
Let's say people have to be outside because the main factor of this is shame.
Is shame, you know?
Shame.
But what if it's not shameful? What if you think it's gonna be shameful? Once you get out there, like you just get real.
People are
confident,
cheering you
yeah.
on. They're like, "Yeah."
People are just like, look at him go.
Just clapping for you and shit. Like people handing you Gatorade like it's an 8K. You could do it, John. You raise money
Yeah.
for cancer.
I think
We'll have them sign those little petitions, those pledges.
Yeah. You
Like,
can
if
put
I
a
run
bib.
this much, you owe me
It's
$50.
like a jogathon. It's a
Yeah.
naked jogathon.
The naked jogathon. Well, that's what I would pitch it as. If I knew I had to do it, I'd start going around the neighborhood. I'd be like, hey, so I'm doing this thing. It's called Streaking for Psoriasis, where
Streaking for psoriasis.
we're raising money to end this horrid disease. So if you wouldn't mind pledging it, and you feel free to watch. If you don't want to watch, you don't have to. Just go around the neighborhood, do that. Probably end up making a lot of money. 'Cause I'm not, dude. I do that. I'm not giving that money to psoriasis. You know what I mean? Like that's
It's just for you.
That's my money, dude.
I like the idea. You could do too. Like, all right, I can do per lap donations, or the bigger the donations, the more clothes I'll put on, and that's a good way to raise money.
That is a good way.
If you give me $10,000, I'll put on underwear. You give me another 1,000, I'll put on a shirt. Or we should probably save
Start
the
with
dick
shirt.
last. Yeah. So like full. If you don't get enough donations,
Imagine a guy just walk around full outfit with just cock hanging
just
out.
cock out, just out the zipper. We're like, we couldn't get the $20,000 donation. Maybe next year.
Sorry.
Oh fuck! All right, next. Would you rather?
All right.
For the next 25 years, you can only eat soup or salad. Which one are you picking?
Salad.
Salad's easy like that for you?
Soup,
Yeah.
100%.
That's dude. Okay,
I fuck with salad more than I fuck with soup.
I fuck with soup way more, but I'm
Bro,
really
you can
trying.
you can make salads like so gross and bad for you that taste really
Dude,
good.
have you ever had a gross and bad for you soup with
Yeah.
like potato, bacon, sausage? You could put whatever the fuck you want in
Yeah,
a
dude.
soup.
Yeah, dude.
Also, I mean, it's for me. Salad's the healthier choice because you could go. It's easier to go healthy with the salad at times.
Dude, I just know I could crush a Caesar like every day for at least a couple weeks before I was sick of it.
But that's the only thing you can have.
But then I would just rotate salads, dude. You go from a Caesar, then you go to like, a different like a Greek.
I mean, but that
salad.
same argument is made
just
with
You
soup.
keep jumping every few weeks until you're sick of it, and then suddenly you're back around. You're like, oh, dude, I'm down for the Caesar.
All right. But that's so why don't you like soup?
I just don't. I prefer salad to soup.
Okay.
I can't explain it. Soup is a hot drink, dude.
No.
I don't like that. I don't like
You've
that.
had basic. You've probably only had canned shitty soup.
You
You
know-
know, had someone make you soup from scratch.
Soup is a hot drink, and you know what I don't fuck with even more is cold soups. Because that
Oh,
is
well, yeah.
literally just like that's a drink, dude.
Go fuck yourself.
You just put
Cold
you
soups.
put
You don't like
gross you
gazpacho?
put vegetables in water. No.
Why not?
Cold pasta too, like pasta salad. What are we doing here? Food is not meant to be cold.
I
Well, that's
mean,
a
what about
salad.
ice
Cold,
cream?
no food is hot. Cold is a snack.
But salads are cold.
Salad,
Not the
yeah,
ones I make, dude.
a Caesar salad is literally cold.
so
Yeah, I
cold.
grill the lettuce.
Hey, no one's. You know there are grilled salads, like hot salads are a thing.
Yeah, dude, it's so stupid.
You can get. Yeah, they just basically take
The charred romaine with the salad Caesar. I've had that. That's pretty good.
It's so stupid, dude.
I've never had
It's
a
a nice
charred
flavor.
salad. It just. I don't want a hot salad. I'm with you. A salad is supposed to be mostly cold. At best, lukewarm.
I think that salad should be cold, soup should be hot, and
What's your favorite soup then? If you had to have a soup.
ooh, dude, one of my exes when I was like 18, her mom had this like lobster food truck, and they had this clam chowder, bro. That was so fire.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I would fuck with that clam chowder
Clam-
any day.
Yeah, clam chowder. Clam chowder is a solid one. I personally don't like clam chowder because I'm not a big seafood guy, but it always looks delicious. Like a good clam chowder when they serve
Dude.
them in the fucking bread bowls. Those
Dude.
look amazing.
It's so good.
A lobster bisque? Are you kidding me?
Bro, lobster bisque is a slept-on delicacy. Have you ever
It
had a
is.
lobster bisque?
I have not had a
Yeah,
lobster.
Yeah,
grew
that's
up
why
in the
you
Northeast.
fucking don't like. That's why you don't like soups because you've had Campbell's.
I'm sorry that I don't have a bourgeoisie ass family like you guys that takes
No,
all out
it's
to
very
get
common in
soups
the Northeast.
and lobster bisque.
It's
all right?
$9 for a thing of it at a restaurant.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're not cultured. I'll take you to get some lobster bisque, buddy. All right.
All right.
We'll get
It's
you
very
some good. It's so good. I mean.
I actually do want seafood now. That sounds really good.
That's what I was saying, though. I thought this one was a really tough one because it obviously just a big thing is your preference of super salad. But I think me and Jack are more on the line. We're like, I really like salads, and I also really like soups. There's just soups. You can make a soup that feels more like a meal. When I have a loaded salad, no matter what I do, chicken on there, croutons, extra shit, all the extra
Yeah,
toppings.
you are always
I'm
left so
hungry.
hungry, dude.
Or
You
you're
are
full.
always left so hungry.
And like 45 minutes later, you're like, bro, I'm so goddamn hungry. It
Yeah.
sucks. I know it's healthy for you, but
Dude, I mean, that would just be like a devastating turn of events is to be limited to one thing to eat for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Well-
Dude, breakfast, it's also that. Breakfast salads aren't a thing, are they?
no. I mean, there's sweet salads, and I'm sure. I mean, you could make anything you want. I'm sure you could put bacon and
I think
eggs on a
here's
salad.
the thing though is that it's like you couldn't it now isn't it the interpretation of how this meal is prepared? Like could I not find a way to make salad make something into a salad? Like if I went to McDonald's and I found a way to I like chopped it up and I got the lettuce off the burger and I just put all the burger shit on top of the lettuce, would that not constitute a salad?
Huh. That's fair. I mean,
Because then if you do that, dude, then you can eat so much more food than anything else.
yeah, but
Also,
I mean,
you get salad, you can still go to Chipotle.
why don't we
That's a
say?
spot you can go. You can still go to all those like build your own spots. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, so there's still a lot of good places.
Why don't we say then in this scenario you can only have soups and salads that are created because you could make the same argument where dude I'll take the tiniest bit of beef broth and drop a fucking
That's what I'm
32-ounce ribeye in it and now it's just a steak. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
No, that's a soup.
it is but
That's
that
a
is
soup.
so again it's like the loophole of the last one where it's like could I use wipes or could I tell people? I feel like if you're going we got to go just ones that
We gotta go
exist
just like straight up.
yeah exactly in today's time. I'm going soup. I'm
think-
sticking with soup.
I'm saying salad. I'm staying there.
Soups are for the working man, and I support the working man, so I'm going to go soup. And also, I think I have a story about soup.
Yes.
Jack, you are not the proletariat.
I work for the
You
people.
bourgeoisie motherfucker.
So- Soup can change people's lives.
Yes.
And I know this is true because I had a friend, Dan, I grew up with.
Yeah.
And Dan was like the biggest. I hope he doesn't. He's not going to listen to this.
Dan's a fucking loser. Is that
Dan
what you're-
was nice guy, biggest bitch ever. Like
Yeah.
we went skating with him once. So you know the J Bar on the Bunny Hill. If you
Oh
go ski-
yes,
yeah.
yes.
So
you
if
guys
you're
got,
on,
you fucking
if you're on the-
skiing?
I'm
John-
snowboarding. So
John,
say-
you're learning a lot.
we're
today.
teaching you.
Yeah.
Lobster bisque.
J
skiing.
Relt.
So anyway, Dan, we went skiing with him once, and we're on the bunny hill. He tried to get on the J bar, which is kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
He got on it, gets 5 feet up, falls off, starts screaming,
Yeah.
and we're like 12 years old, and he's screaming for his mom.
Yeah, you're too big at 12 to be screaming for your mom. You're
And
just too grown.
My mom started laughing at him.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, are you serious?
Dude,
That's
you got a
tight.
cool ass mom, bro.
She took me aside. She's like, Dan's a bitch. I was like, yeah, you're right. So
Damn.
anyway, Dan, biggest complainer ever, and he wouldn't eat any food.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'd only eat Nutella sandwiches on potato bread.
Damn.
He's that kind of guy.
I was a picky ass kid too, so I can't hate too hard.
But then one day Dan comes over, and my mom made him vegetable soup out of the can,
Yeah.
and Dan eats it. He's like, Mrs. Pflug, this is one of the best things I've ever had.
She just heated it up in a pot or the microwave. That's
And
hilarious.
soup changes life.
Okay. I like when kids kids are always impressed with the stupid simplest shit. Like
Yeah.
a can
A canned
of
soup.
I was the same way. When I was a kid, I remember I had the Eggo waffles, but with the blueberries in them.
Oh,
And I was at my aunt's, and I was like, Aunt Sean, this is the greatest waffle I've ever had in the existence of my life. This is the greatest food. And I had my mom call her later and get a picture of the waffles, because I was like, we need to get the exact brand, the exact shape. It has to be this. And I was fucking obsessed with them, just like that weird ass kid.
Dude,
in the suit.
those waffles were so good, dude. Are you talking about those little like toaster waffles?
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, those were the
wait.
shit.
So John, I'm gonna guess here. Were you picky about food growing up? I would guess that you were.
Not really, no.
Really?
No, yeah. I mean, my parents are more picky. My mom hates seafood, so we never ate seafood growing up. I didn't
Yeah.
eat seafood until I was like in high school. My friends could drive us around, and then my dad just eats weird shit, dude.
What's your dad eat?
My dad eats weird ass shit, dude. One time I came home and he was eating a hot dog, and it looked like there was nothing on it. And I was like, "You didn't put anything on your hot dog?" He was like, "No, I put peanut butter on it." I was like, "What the fuck, Dad?"
Ugh.
Hey, dude, I almost had to find a new dad. I was like, "This is embarrassing." And he stands by it, dude. He used to make
dry.
Yeah.
Dude, the whitest shit, dude. My dad was the cook in the house, and he would just make like the whitest shit in the world. I remember one of his favorites to make. He called it Dorito casserole. It was a casserole with Doritos layered on top.
It sounds kind of fun. I'm
That
hating,
sounds
but it
pretty
sounds good. Yeah.
No, dude, it was a nightmare. It was just always everything had those little French onion crisps on it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
every
little-
single meal, dude, had those little French onion crisps, and it was just like baked chicken that was also breaded. So it was like that was like most of my meals, and then dude, I didn't start exploring food more until like college just because of opportunity.
Yeah, fuck. That's always rough. That's actually funny. One of the things I had written down to talk to you guys about was what kind of dishes you grew up eating, and if there were any super weird ones or ones you ate all the time that made you sick. My family did boiled chicken, which was a gross. I don't know if you've ever had boiled chicken, but you boil water, add some salt into the pot, and just throw it, and it cooks gray. It becomes gray when you cook it. It doesn't crisp up like normal chicken or get that like that kind of like beige-ish color that chicken gets when it cooks. Nah, dude, just gray, like dead people's skin. It was so fucking gross.
That's what you're supposed to make for your dog if they get sick.
Yeah. My dad was like, "We're going healthy. It'll be good. This and white rice help us
see,
fucking bulk."
We would always, my family would always be like,
That's crazy.
My family would always be like, "We're going healthy," and then my dad would cook us some like grilled chicken shit with like veggies, and then like the next night I'd get home and he'd be like, he would just have like 3 hot and readies on the table, and I'd be like, "I thought we were going healthy."
respect it.
He was like, "It was a long day, okay?" And I was I'm tired, dude. But our house was like a fun house growing up. We had a hot dog roller.
What
This is why I love
like
hot
over
dogs.
the fire? Like,
No. Like one of those. Like it was like a little mini machine. Like you would see it at like
Like a carnival?
Like that. Yeah. Like that cooks the hot dogs on the.
Did
roller.
you grow up at a carnival, John? Is
No,
that
dude.
what-
But I grew
definitely
up.
did, dude.
Dude. Oh yeah. Actually, we did have a bouncy castle in the backyard. We did, and we used to, dude. It was like broken, and like somebody. I don't know why we had it. I can't remember. But we just had this bouncy castle, and so we would invite our friends over, and we would push the trampoline against the bouncy castle and just like jump over the wall and into it.
Wow, that
Yeah.
sounds. The more you describe your house, the more it sounds like a carnival. Or
Yeah,
you were
dude,
raised
I
by
mean,
carnies. You're like, it's fun. For fun, we used to jump out of our trampoline over a wall into a cushion. Like, you were doing extreme parkour sports
Yeah,
as a
dude.
child.
No, dude, it was our house was nuts, dude, because my parents were just so poor and tired. You know what I mean? Which is like the perfect, like the
like
perfect
carnies.
combo to just be
Yeah.
like, just fine, go do something. I don't know, you know? And
Yeah.
so we would just go do stuff. And yeah, dude, that shit was wild. Though we always had just like kids there, like our friends were just always over.
That's
It was a
fun. My
nightmare.
house was the same way, though. My house was like let's go over to Brandon's house to hang out, which is a cool thing. Like, I hope
It's a good
that
spot to have.
I hope that I can do that for my kids because it was fun. Because it was like anytime the gang got together, like I was the main part of it because it was at our house. I never missed out. I never didn't get the invite or shit.
Yeah.
So,
Dude.
what about you? Did you grow up like that?
So, your parents were also together?
Yes.
Okay, so it's kind of interesting for me because when my parents were together, my mom would cook. And
Yeah.
she's a pretty good cook, and she's like a stay-at-home mom, so she like put a lot of time and effort into it. So,
Oh, thank God it's empty.
John. So
Wow.
I was pretty spoiled with that
Yeah.
up until I was like 12. They split apart, and my dad did not know how to cook shit.
Oh shit. That's.
So
Just microwave mac and cheese.
it was worse than that. Okay.
Well, yeah. What did you have?
So my dad, he's like, okay, we need to figure this out. Like
Yeah.
he made it a team exercise.
He's like, nah, for real, help me, guys. I don't know what I'm
He's
doing.
like, we need to Google how to cook chicken. So he
Holy
found these.
shit.
I don't know where he found these recipes from because they were horrible.
Just probably like the first hyperlink he saw on Google, the very
So-
first website.
We had this one recipe. He named it after my stepmom. He called it Allison's chicken.
Okay.
And I have a feeling I never saw the recipe myself, but
Yeah.
he definitely did not get it right. Because he would take a pack of chicken thighs,
Yeah.
did not thaw it out,
Whoa, no, no.
and he put it in there. Like he might have been able to break the pieces apart, but they're still frozen. And just dump olive oil all over the top. And then you put in like the weirdest vegetables in there. It'd be like banana peppers, whole cherry tomatoes,
What?
like these really weirdly cut onions, and
It's funny too that he like confidently named it after your stepmom.
Yeah.
Like that's
I know,
like,
you,
that's such
you're
an
my muse.
old man idiot
Yeah.
thing to do. It's just like, honey, I named this meal after you, and she's like, this is a nightmare. Like, is this
Fuck you.
Is this who you think I am?
Yeah.
an ode to you, my love. So yeah, you just put all that shit in there, throw it in the oven, and dude, it is so bad. And I remember one time, my sister's boyfriend was over, and he cut into his chicken. And he's like, "Why is this chicken red?"
Oh.
Literally, the whole thing was just fucking raw.
Red.
Right?
Oh,
We gave him a
my
raw piece
God.
of chicken. And he's like a nice guy, but he's like, excuse me? I think this isn't cooked all the way. And then my dad, he's like, oh, I got this. So I just threw it in the microwave and put it on like 10 minutes.
No.
Yeah.
10 minutes in the microwave?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'll nuke it. That's what I said. I'll nuke it real quick for 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes in the mic. That's meat. Real meat should not be cooked in the microwave. I'm a firm believer of
Dude,
that.
your dad's such a goofball.
Yeah, what a goof.
Yeah.
That's
No,
adorable.
Tell Brandon about the video.
Which video?
The video that he made, the movie that he made you watch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, now we're getting into it.
Hell yeah.
His dad's a goob, dude.
So my dad to all of his credit, he always tried his best.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's kind of a strange guy. And one of the things is like, oh, Jack is a quiet kid. I'm worried about him. You know,
Yeah.
what if he can't make friends?
Yeah.
All that. So one day, he calls me downstairs. He's like, hey, Jack, I need you to watch this. And he's a big movie guy, right? He loved movies.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be like Star Wars or something like that. Then he turns it on. Not Star Wars. It was a DVD on how to socialize with people.
Oh no.
Can you imagine having your dad do that?
That's so.
Imagine like your dad. You think your dad's like, "Hey son,
And dude,
I'd love to spend some time with you and show you this movie."
And he's like,
just
"You're a social idiot."
Yeah,
Jack.
you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Jack, get some friends and get some bitches. Is what?
yeah,
And here's how,
How
you
old
can
were
do
you
it.
again when this
I
happened?
was like, it was an age where it was embarrassing. Like, I
Yeah.
was like at least 14.
Oh.
Sucks, dude.
Oh
That really
no.
does suck.
And
That's foul.
so, yeah, he turns it on. He's like,
Mhm.
you need to see this.
Yeah.
He presses play, walks out of the room.
Yeah.
And then it was so bad. Like, it's probably exactly what you would imagine it to be. All the actors in the movie are just so awkward. Like, they didn't even do a good job of...
Yeah, it's probably just random shit actors.
What were you thinking? Like, why? Because there's no way you were like adamantly paying. It would be funny if you were like adamantly paying attention,
Taking notes. and
like
shit.
secretly, like the whole time you were just like, "Oh, thank fucking God, what's going on?"
I was just
I'm
active.
supposed to say my name when I meet
Right.
people?
Yeah, don't bite women. Lesson 2, don't bite them.
Yeah, so yeah, like how John was saying, how did you feel?
Oh, I was so filled with like anger. Like, why do you think I need to watch this?
How long was the video?
It was too long. I think we had to watch it in segments because it was like, I remember it wasn't a one sit through.
Oh, so there's like
did it-
chapter. He's like, hey, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
He did it like by chapter. It was like like I was taking an online course.
Did it help you? Like, be honest with me, Jack. Did you learn anything at all from it? You did, dude. You fucking did.
Scumbag.
That paused me. This video it was important, apparently.
Yes.
I learned that my dad didn't know how to talk to me about life. No, he tried. But so you do weird stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get that mad about. You couldn't get mad at him because he knew he was coming from the right place. But
Yeah.
it was a lot.
That, Jesus Christ. I mean,
It's funny as an adult to reflect on who your dad was when you were a kid.
it's funny
as you get closer to that age, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was younger, my dad was just like mad all the time, would like yell at us a lot, and I was just always like, why is Dad such a dick?
Yeah.
And now that I'm an adult, I was like, oh, it's just like
Life.
devastating poverty. Like,
Yeah,
that's what it is. It tears you down, dude.
I get it. It is fun to look back, as long as it's meant in, because that's the thing. Of course, if you look back and you're like, my dad used to lock me in the closet because he didn't want to take care of me. That's not very fun to sit back and remember. But what is fun is is moments like that where you're like, they were trying, like he truly was just like, I want Jack to make sure he has friends, and he seems a little awkward. In his mind, he thought he was doing something good.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, because he was not.
Yeah.
He could not.
He was so far from it. Like, you could not be farther from that.
And this was post-divorce?
Post-divorce.
Pre-stepmom?
Yes.
That's the problem. He had no other person to be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
This is a terrible idea.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this was in the era of him figuring out how to raise my mom. Or no, not my mom.
Are you
How to
Are
raise
you
my
in Back
mom.
to the Future?
Whoa, time travel.
Yeah.
But he's like figuring
Yeah,
out.
my dad was pretty quirky. Made me watch a video about socializing. He was kind of a pedophile, It's a weird mixture of things.
He was a goofball.
He was a quirky guy.
Shit. All right, you guys ready for another Would You Rather?
Yeah.
All right, would you rather if you had to have a sidekick, Larry David or Danny DeVito? Who do you want as your sidekick? Just to kick it with you, to roll around. They're not your maid or your butler or anything.
Dude.
They're just like the homie.
I think I want Larry, dude.
Larry?
Because I, you know what it is that it's like when it comes to confrontation in life, I'm like a shy person.
Yeah.
And if it's like Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry, you know,
Yeah.
like, it would be nice to just have somebody with me whenever I'm like, can you fucking believe it? And he would just go be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on. You know, and I would just get to sit there and be like, yeah.
Yeah, to have Larry just like
Openly mock people that annoy me.
He needs to be your boyfriend that you can like stand behind and be like,
Yeah.
go get him, Larry. Tell him.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
Big strong Larry.
Yeah, Danny DeVito would be fun though, because I guess I'm imagining same thing where you're like Larry David and Curb. I'm imagining Danny DeVito and It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, we don't know who they are as people.
Yeah. So we'll imagine them like
They could
that.
be monsters.
You're like, I picked Danny, and it turns out
sell kids and shit.
Yeah,
We have
he
no
likes
idea.
to sell kids. You're like, oh okay. How's
Hey,
that?
Danny, it's a great pleasure to meet you, buddy. What did you want to do today? I got some deals. Deals?
You like shipping containers?
What do you mean? We have to go to the docks. Nothing good happens at the docks, Danny. Nothing good happens at the docks.
And then you open the container, and he's human trafficking Larry David and Jack Pflug out of the country.
No, Danny, not Larry.
He's like, you know where it's not always sunny? In the slave mines of the Congo. Have fun, boys.
You guys are digging for blood diamonds.
Yeah, go make some cell phones.
Get the cobalt for the phone, boy.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
So I can't picture Larry David as a sidekick.
He does have too much main character.
Dude, he was Seinfeld's sidekick for like.
I know,
But he was the mastermind. He's gonna let you think that he's the sidekick, but you're the sidekick, John. Because I'm going Danny. Because when push comes to shove, I could always pick him up and throw him if he's misbehaving.
Yeah, he could roll into things.
Yeah, he's a bowling ball of a person.
He could get down. I bet he likes to party too. Larry David strikes me as a guy.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if it's Always Sunny, Danny, like it'd be fun for like a day, but then you'd like get in actual trouble.
That's true. That's very true.
Larry's not going to get you in any more trouble than just with people being mad at you.
Yeah, just the social awkwardness.
Which that's the great thing about it is that you can like hear, like you have somebody that you don't like, but you don't want to be the one to tell them like this is what you're doing that is bad. Mm-hmm. So Larry David does it, and then you can later see them and just be like, wasn't fucking Larry? Sorry about that.
It would suck though, like.
But now they know what they needed to know.
Yeah.
And you're still in the clear.
But imagine like tonight, like you're excited to go cook steaks and hang out with the boys. Larry would be like, no, that's a dumb idea. We don't have time. It's late.
Yeah.
It's going to be dinner. We got to go pick stuff up. You don't want to do that, John. It's dumb. I'm tired. I don't want to have people over. And he'd be like, yeah, I guess you are right, Larry. Like he would talk you down and out of your thing. Yo, John is reading Yelp reviews of the place he works at in the middle of the podcast.
You know what I was going to say?
I'm sorry. Are you busy reading Yelp reviews right now, dog?
Larry would have torn you
My
apart.
manager
would have ripped you apart.
My manager, and that's why we need him around. All right, because now I hate Brandon when I could have hated Larry David.
I'll be honest.
But my manager's getting mad at us. Don't worry.
Okay, all right.
I'll be honest. We already have enough Larry David energy in our lives, especially in our apartment.
Who's the Larry David of our apartment?
I think we just share the energy. I can be Larry. You can be Larry. Colin, not really.
No, Colin's not Larry.
I think you and I can be Larry sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Because I agree with you. I'm also the Larry of this apartment sometimes.
Yeah.
But the thing that you don't realize is, while Colin's not a Larry, he's a worse demon.
Yeah.
Because everyone needs a little Larry in them to be like, you know what? Having a party on a Tuesday night at midnight is stupid. Hey, buying a fish tank to rest our feet on and serve as a fish tank is stupid. You need people like that, but people like Colin just roll with every stupid idea and leave for people like us to be the negative Nancys who have to be like, hey, dude, we can't put peanut butter on the walls because you saw it on TikTok. We just can't. We can't do that.
That is true. Colin's just like,
Oh, dude.
He's too excited by chaos.
Yes.
No, okay, specifically TikTok. He's like, oh, I saw this recipe on TikTok. We gotta we gotta take the ramen, but instead of using water, we gotta use boiling oil, and we put it all over the noodles, and it'll be great.
Yeah,
That sounds so dangerous
Yeah.
for 60-cent ramen. That's crazy.
Brandon, we live with a fucking idiot. All right, we live with an absolute fucking idiot, and I love him. I love him to death. He's a great dude.
No,
But,
hey, we all love Colin.
Complete dumbass.
It's funny that you bring that up because I did also have written down. You guys are roommates. I love having roommates on together because I know that there are things that each of you do that specifically annoy each other. I think what's awesome though is you guys probably have. Let me take a guess. You guys probably have a decent roommate relationship, you two, because you have the Hell's Angel that is Colin. Being the way worse. He's your scapegoat. He's your black sheep that, as dirty as you may be, you could be like, yeah, but look at Colin.
Well, Colin's been good about it lately.
Well, he's going, yeah.
Yeah, we all know that, he's going through a tough time.
Yeah.
But he
In the past.
Yeah, it's actually in the past, yeah. He was always. This is the thing about Colin is that it's like I love living with him. I really do. He's one of my favorite roommates I've ever had. But it's also like there has not been peace and quiet in the house since we moved in.
Yeah.
Because if you are sitting like I will be sitting at home watching TV and like enjoying it like by myself, and then like the door will open and I'm like praying it's Jack because I know that if it's Colin, whatever the fuck he's coming back from, he's going to tell me all of it.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
That's what he does.
And plus
every day.
more.
Whatever
Every
adventure he goes on that day, when he gets home, he tells you every fucking bit.
So yeah, I was down at the restaurant. It was the restaurant on 32nd and Salamander Street, and it's called Lil Boy Blues Band. And my waiter was wearing a blue shirt, and he came in there at about 4:07, and he handed me the menu,
dude,
but
like
the menu was
3 weeks
upside
before
down.
that. 3 weeks
Oh
before
yeah,
that,
but this is
right?
important. When I was a child, my kid, and you're like, what are we doing, dog?
Dude, the amount of times like I'll just like
So I was at
I've yelled at
Buckshot,
him. The amount of times I've yelled at him because I'm just like, dude, like, fucking, you don't need all of this. Because he'll ask a question, he'll be like, oh, you know what Brandon said to me the other day? And I'll be like, what? And he'll be like, all right, so a couple weeks ago. And it's like, no. What did Brandon say to you?
Just get to the
What
point.
did he say to you?
Yeah.
I don't want all of this.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I do that too every once in a while, where I'll ramble on a story, but I feel like I've gotten better and self-aware of it. And here's the thing that sucks: he also does tell really good stories too. At least
Sometimes, yeah.
I say it. I say unfortunately, it's a good thing, because imagine if he only told bad long stories.
Oh, my God.
It would be we wouldn't be his friend.
He tells a lot of bad.
Oh, he does, and I let
stories.
him know. I'll be like, you wasted my time with that.
Yeah.
You just gotta let him know, you know.
Well, he's a chatty Cathy, and he says it himself. He says, I'm a chatty Cathy.
But that's one of the reasons you love Colin.
Yeah.
What about you two specifically with each other? That John is a roommate, Jack is a roommate.
Jack never cleans and never does the dishes, and it's a huge problem. And he never takes out the trash or does anything. All he ever does is just sit on the couch and play video games while me and Colin are cleaning up the house. That's my problem.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a guess. It sounds like the other way around.
What?
So
What? You take that back right now.
I did watch Jack have a mental breakdown at one point over you guys.
You
not
did see
cleaning.
that.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
For that.
Yeah, Jack's always on my case, dude. I don't know what his deal is. I'm just
So-
trying to kick it and have a good time.
I think, as I was thinking about this on my way here,
Mm-hmm.
I like living with John for a couple reasons. Well, first of all, I want to say this. After living with John and Colin, I feel like I've been more comfortable being confrontational with people.
Yeah.
Because living with these two fucks is, I have to say something. They're crazy people to be around on a constant basis. But yeah, I felt like pretty early on, I was like the single mom, and then these are my two sons. And then, in the beginning, the cleaning was a big issue. It's okay now. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's gotten
But-
better.
Now what I think is really fun is John is like a little boy, and he gets excited about like really dumb things.
Yeah.
The latest thing is FIFA. Like yesterday, we're out, and the whole night he's
Yeah.
like, I can't wait to go home and play FIFA.
Ah.
I only have 10-hour trial on FIFA, and I'm gonna play all 10 hours tonight.
Wow.
I played until 4 a.m. last night.
Dude.
I'm dedicated to what I'm interested in at the moment. You know, and last night it was FIFA.
I respect that. You got to come over and play FIFA soon. We'll have a game night here.
Oh,
and
dude,
we're getting around
fuck,
FIFA
yes.
since I got the new one.
I'll start training. Dude, I honestly, as soon as I get paid,
Wait,
I'm buying the game.
hold on. I just remembered a story.
Oh, yes.
So the other night, this fucker, he manipulated. John's very manipulative.
This fucker.
Very manipulative.
I I tell the truth.
Hey, okay. So, we both get
I
home.
just tricked him.
Yeah, we both get home. We've both had a long day.
Yeah.
Okay? Both had a long day. We get home. We're trying to watch something on the TV.
Yeah.
And John is adamant on watching That 70s Show.
Oh, I love that show.
An absolute
dude.
classic, dude. I've been really
I
enjoying
love
that.
that
I'm sure
show.
you love it. It's
Yeah.
a good one, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not as exciting when you've been watching it all week.
Okay, fair. You want some variety? You want a different show on?
I want variety
Yeah.
at the end of my night, you know?
Yeah.
So
You guys don't have.
But I really, really wanted to watch that 70s show.
You guys don't have like an apartment show? Like we have that where it's kind of like, all right, if me and Erica are out here, we're going to watch our own shows. Dale watches his shows. But if we're going to collectively as a group kind of join together, right now it's Workaholics. It was Love Island. Like there's
Yeah.
different.
We jump between stuff.
we need another one of those.
Modern Love was good.
Modern Love.
It's nice to have two.
I
It's
feel like
nice
we
to have
watch
two.
House of
like
Dragon.
we often watch like dramatic things as a group, and then
Yeah.
if we're split off, we watch like.
None of my
Family Guy
roommates
or
want to
something
watch
stupid.
new shit. I had to watch House of Dragons by myself. That was disappointing.
That sucks.
Yeah. Next.
Oh,
when it's out
but-
again, I'm gonna just have to come over to your place.
Essentially, Brandon, what happened in the story
Well,
is
okay, I'll finish my perspective,
All right.
and you can try to defend yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna defend
Even
This is
though
how court
you do
works.
incriminate yourself at the end.
Yeah.
So we
Good
we get home. John just really wants to see his fucking show,
Yeah.
and
I respect that.
I'm like, John, you know, we've been watching this all week. I would like to watch something different.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, when did you get up today? I'm like, well, he's like, when did you get up? When did you go to work? It's like, I don't know, I went to work at like 10 or something. He's like,
Mhm.
well, I was there at 8:30.
Oh, damn, you're doing that like a married couple.
Yeah. I was
was-
working for this one.
I was there at 8:30, and I didn't even have a chance to come home and shower. I had to go straight to East Austin, and I've just been working all day, and I need this so bad. It was like that
didn't
kind of
say
energy.
that.
You said it like that, dog.
I didn't say it like that. No,
That's cute.
I was like, dude, like, come on, you know,
Yeah.
like I literally, because I had been gone since like 8:30 in the morning that day,
Mhm.
and like this was the first time I was getting back, so I was like, you know, just like I really wanted to watch this show,
Yeah.
and you know, and so then Jack relented and he allowed me to do it, and then and then I put on the episode,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized I was like, oh, I saw this one earlier at work because I was watching it.
Oh
that
my
whole day.
God.
So then I just had to tell Jack because I was like, I switched it, and I was just like, yeah, I saw this one at work earlier.
Dude.
And then he got really mad.
All right, you have the right to be mad. Yeah, you can't. I get that.
Well, it was funnier in the moment. Saying it now,
You're like, I
it's
feel
not
like
as
an.
funny.
Hey, look,
you
he's
should feel bad.
It was funny in the moment, and then afterwards, what did we do? Did we watch it?
Well, I also remember another thing. So I brought up the point that John insisted on having his TV in the living room because he wants leverage
That
over
is
everybody.
not true. I don't ever use
Oh,
that.
you guys are
leverage.
crumbling as a household
No,
right now.
Look, I don't ever use that. This is what confused me.
You're
is that
using
I never,
work as
I have
leverage.
never, but I've never once been like, it's my TV.
Yeah, but you have that attitude.
Yeah, but like that's
It's
not.
implied. The implications.
The implications.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize that. Well, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, look at this. This is a wholesome ass moment on the pod.
Well, that makes sense. That
You
makes
got-
real sense, dude. My bad.
Oh fuck. All right, dude. We're gonna wrap up here in like 10 minutes. Get you guys out of here. But did you guys hear? So this story blew my mind. There was a guy who his family. He was in a Tesla. Him and his family. It's him, his wife, 2 kids in the back, and he drove off a cliff to kill himself, like a 250-foot cliff. But the car's safety features saved them, so no one died. Could you imagine, like, what do you do or say to your loved ones in that situation? Like
Swear.
so we're in the car. Your dad is driving. Like there's a dad driving, the wife. He drove off a cliff to kill himself, like a murder-suicide, you know? I can't be in this world anymore, and I'm going to take the kids with me.
And they didn't
Hit the ground, and then they were just fine. They like, some bumps and bruises, maybe some broken arms and shit, but no one died.
Okay,
So-
I have an out for this. Okay?
You have an
You're like, man, this self-driving sure is wacky. It's so crazy how it went.
Wouldn't it be kind of funny
Thanks,
though?
Elon.
Wouldn't
Thanks.
like the sitcom reaction be kind of fun of him just being like, so who wants pizza for dinner?
You can't even open up the door to get out.
Yeah, because you're right. Maybe you would think maybe you can play it off as you didn't mean to, but I'm imagining he was probably just like, you know what, guys, I can't take it in this world anymore, and I'm leaving without you. And they were like, oh my God. And then he was like,
He looks up, he
hey.
looks up and sees his family, and he's just like, I'm in hell. No.
Oh, I'm in heaven with you guys.
Well, it kind of makes sense because, the fact that it's in a Tesla is a wealthy family.
Yeah.
And I feel like wealthy people, they're more sad and they'll do crazy
Yeah, money
shit
doesn't
like
buy
that.
happiness. Also, it's a nicer car, so nicer safety features. If he was in like a 2004, Nissan Altima, the family is
they're done,
incinerated. Yeah,
They're done.
exploding. But he had a new
God,
Tesla.
that does gotta be like really weird, because as soon as you hit the ground and you're just like fine, you're just like pretty good airbags.
Bro,
Holy shit.
imagine being the kids. Like, imagine dating that. Like, that daughter grows up. She's your age. You're dating her. You're like, hey, first date. Yeah, mom. Yeah, how's your dad? Oh, we don't really talk to my dad. And she's like, I don't. This is a little crazy for the first date, but when I was 8 years old, my dad drove off a cliff with all of us in the car to kill himself, but we all lived. So, I don't really talk to him very much.
I think he's in Denver now.
Yeah, I think he's in Denver. I only see him on Easter. Like, what do you say to that? What?
And just be like, damn, dude, I'd be like, that's nuts. That's honestly, I would probably just have to be like, that is crazy that you went through that.
Yeah, imagine just seeing your friend like, hey, Jack, why'd you leave your wife? Well, she drove all of us off the cliff in a car together, but we survived. And I just felt like no marriage counseling could bring us back from that.
So why did you feel the need to drive off the cliff? The marriage counselor is like trying to be all diplomatic.
Yeah, so he just I never felt listened to. And well, Jack, maybe you could have listened to her more. I'd be like, motherfucker, she tried to kill us. Yeah, but you started with the problems. You're the one who drove her off that cliff.
So
Yeah.
she said her dream was to go back to school and get her PhD in Roman philosophy. And you just kind of brush that off like it was nothing.
She's like, I didn't feel heard, and I thought the only way to be would be driving us off a 250-foot cliff in our Tesla. I shouldn't have done it. I'm sorry. Are you gonna forgive her then, Jack?
I think communication can fix anything. But I have a question about that story.
Yes.
Did the man go to jail?
Yeah, he's being prosecuted for the cool thing. Here's kind of the cool thing though. He's not getting murder because he didn't kill anyone. He's just getting charged with attempted murder and premeditated attempted murder and shit. So he's gonna go to jail.
Yeah. Dude, isn't it?
What do you think he used his
You gotta talk to the mic.
Yeah, I feel like it's really funny for him, like, just to think about, like, him hitting the ground and realizing everything's okay, and then just immediately being like, I am so sorry.
Yeah. Do you think he apologized? Like, because when you've ever
Oh my God, what a fuck up.
go imagine you've gone on stage before on a show and went with a riff you thought was clever and it bombed right away, and that pit feeling you get in your stomach. It's got to be that tenfold when you thought you were going to kill everyone and now you're like, oh no, I have to live with this.
Oh no.
Oh.
Well, it's also now you're trapped in the car with him.
Because he also had to kind of hit and then be like, oh my God, I'm alive, and then look around and be like, fuck, they're also alive. Like, part of him had to hope that he was the only one left, and he could just, like, lay there in the car till it caught on fire. Something. But everyone, fuck that, bro.
What a crazy way to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Driving off a cliff.
So when
This feels so violent.
When he was in prison, what do you think his one phone call was?
His one phone. It was to the insurance company. He has bills to pay, dog. He owes the state.
No, I think he tried to call Elon. He's like, you motherfucker.
You gotta bail me out, dog. You gotta bail me out. This is great publicity for Tesla.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Tesla, 250 foot. You can take it.
Tesla, protect your family.
Protect your family
from those who want to hurt you the most. Yeah, that sells itself. Good for them. I wish I should have looked this up. If their stock went up or down after that crash.
Oh yeah, that is an interesting question. I feel like it does look really good for safety.
Yeah, like next year on their commercial, the all new 2024 Tesla, and it's like
drive it off a cliff and try to kill your family.
It's always like Forbes magazine rates it the greatest car for its safety budget. It's like the Johnson family votes it the safest car to survive a cliff fall. That'd be amazing. Fuck. All right, dude.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say one more.
No, you're good. Say
it's weird because people buy Teslas.
Yeah.
Or any other electric vehicle to like help protect the earth and save the earth. So it's weird to make that decision, but then also be like, I'm not making it another day.
Yeah. Maybe that's his thing is he was like, we're overpopulated. I'm doing the world a favor. I'm going green by mass murdering my family and committing suicide.
Yeah.
I also like to think, here's an even cooler scenario. Super cuck wife forgives. Is like, hey.
It could happen.
It happens.
Well, that's trauma too. That's like a trauma response. She might just like cling to him either way.
And now that's your sister or your aunt or your cousin, and they come to the next family dinner, and you're like, you brought Bob. Yeah. You brought Bob, and she's like, please, but like don't mention anything.
It's funny too because it's like your family's like just like really coy about not liking him.
Yeah,
like they're not like up front. They're just like it's just like snarky comments.
Yeah, you're like oh this. He like says a joke and no one laughs. You're like, wow, Bob, that joke really fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
And didn't die.
You think Bob just drives the most like insecure car now? He's just like one of those small European cars.
He drives a Model T.
Or did you ever? There was that they called them ping cars. There was a car they built that had the engine in the trunk, and then people were just running into the back of them. Like fender benders were turning into like 5-car explosions and shit. So he just buys one of those. He's just like, please rear me, please rear. They have to take away his license. You can't give a guy a license after that. Fuck no.
Actually, we're a motorcycle family now.
We are never getting in a car again. Dude, this is a fun podcast. Thank you guys so much for hopping on the pod. I want to give you a second plug. Anything you want to plug, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Just follow me on Instagram at John Hoeft.
Yep.
Hoeft.
It'll be in the bio. Follow him there. I'll tag you and everything. What about you, Jack? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, same for me. Follow me on Instagram at Jack Pflug, PFLUG _ It's a tough last name.
Yeah, I feel you on that, dog.
2 tough last names.
Yeah. Your last. We all got not easy last names.
Yeah. Lejean.
They don't.
Legendre.
Yeah, Lejean, Heft, and Pflug, and they look like Legendre, Hoeft, and Pflug. Ploufk. Like I don't know. Pflug. Yeah, I don't know.
A lot of people go with Pflug.
Yeah.
Jack Pflug.
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 All right, guys. Guys, follow me on Instagram. Check out my Instagram. I have all my dates and stuff on there. And then anything comedy related, you can find me on there at BrandonLejean _ It's in the bio and all that. Thank you, guys. If this is your first time listening or your 135th time, I appreciate you. And most importantly, thank you for letting us be your last resort. See ya.
Yeah. Check it out now, it's like this Shaw, it's like that Anna, it's like this Shaw, it's like that Anna, like that. Check it out now, check it out. Yo, this one right here is about a girl, and you've seen this girl before if you've been to any club in the whole wide world. Check it out. Her nickname's Last Resort.